What's happening, party people? Great to see everybody today after the extended Christmas break. Hope everybody got to enjoy the holiday, spend some time with your family, your friends, your lovers, whatever the case may be, whoever you got to spend time with. I hope it was good. And I really hope this, man. I hope that none of our PMP familia got caught in these like horrendous travel stories I'm hearing, man. People that tried to fly around the country because the East Coast just got crushed. Totally. With a massive, well, Rags can tell us all about it, actually. We'll have Rags coming on in a little bit, but I know they got a big blizzard back there. Dommy, I heard like over 1,000 freaking flights were canceled. Like,
unbelievable.
That's like my worst thing, dude. And I've done it. I've traveled like on Thanksgiving. I've gotten on a plane on the night before Christmas. Dude, it's just the freaking worst in the world. So I hope everybody's feeling okay. We're all in one piece. We're all intact. And we got a nice looking show lined up for you today. First of all, Niners had that monster win last night. We're going to dive headfirst into that. We also have not one but two guest hosts joining us today. We figured, what the hell? Let's open up the bullpen and let all the arms out, dude. So we're going to bring in the big right-hander in, I assume he's a right-hander. I think Low Steve is a right-hander, the big righty.
Confirm it.
Yeah, we're going to go back to back. We'll give you two righties today. We're going to go Low Steve, and then we're going to stagger that with a Rags live from New Jersey. Hit the pre-show post of the day. The tradition continues. Today goes to Patty from Napa, who I understand, Dom, is a little under the weather. So, Patty, you get well. And I was reading right before when you started the intro, dude. I looked over. I saw Patty had posted like just this complaint about Chris Collinsworth. And I'm with you, Patty, lockstep on that. I'm lockstep in the anti-Collinsworth crowd. And then she tagged there it is right there. She ended it. F that dick.
Unbelievable.
Patty feeling sassy on a Monday. Sassy Patty. Shout out to Vince Neil, Dom. Sassy little lassie walking right past me. Sassy little lassie walking right past me down in Tennessee. It's hard to sing Vince Neil. You got to go falsetto. No. You got to kind of squeeze the family jewels and get that upper register going. You know what I mean?
You got to work yourself up to that one.
And of course, you can see Dommy Peralta is with us today. He is producing the show. He is guest host, and he is making sure we don't skid off the tracks. And Tom's been doing a great job. Thank you for that. I did. All of you creative Tony enthusiasts out there, I did a session with Tony today. We had to record some stuff for Kron. And we did that this morning. And what's up, Kron 4? Good to see everybody. Dude, I was watching Kron 4. Speaking of, well, let me finish the first thought, because that's what I do. I start a thought. I don't finish it. I'm on to something else. Creative Tony's doing fine. He's doing fine, everybody. We had a session today, and he's off from spending time with the family.
Right there.
Yeah, look at Denardi, dude. Denardi. I can't get enough Denardi. And by the way, any of you local music lovers in the Bay Area audience, because I know we got Arkansas Dave, we got Rags, we got people all over the country and the world now with Doug in Japan. I just want to say, if you guys are around tomorrow, anyone looking for something to do, we will be, a lot of us are going to be myself. It's going to be Denardi. It's going to be Tony. It's going to be my buddy David Drutzy. And Dom, I believe you're going to hit this as well, right?
I'm trying to sneak my way in, buddy.
Okay, good. Yeah, good. So tomorrow night, we'll all be over at the Fox Theater in Oakland watching Les Claypool and Primus. One of the weirder nights of music you could ever take in. But anyway, if you're hitting the show, stop on by. We'll be there. I don't know where we're going to be, but we'll be in the house, and I'm sure we'll run into each other. Fox.
I love shows at the Fox are fantastic. It's just a beautiful venue, so it's going to be a fun time.
Were you at the Fox show? I think it was in 2016. It was right after that god awful. We had like a local tragedy here for the people out of town. You're not going to know about this, but it was when that big warehouse caught on fire in Oakland. It was like the ship fire. What was it called? It had a name. And in any case, it was a really horrible fire. A lot of people were killed and injured. And Metallica played a benefit show to raise money for all those people. And that show was at the Fox, and it was so good. It's right when the Hardwired album came out. Were you at that gig, Tom?
I went to that one. It was amazing. There was something like special in the air that night. I mean, they always come prepared. They play fantastic. But that night, I think the energy was just fantastic.
And you know what else is different about? You're right. No, it was a fantastic show, and I actually have a soundboard of that, Tommy. If you want a copy of that, I have a soundboard.
No, yeah, we'll have to really good face after.
Yeah, no, it's killer. I was gonna say though, you know what's really wild about that show? See, Metallica, it was just a bare stage. None of their usual like videos and smoke and pyro, all the stuff they bring. It was just a stripped down 4 dudes on stage crushing it. So that was a really special gig. I'm glad you were at that one, Dommy. So anyway, setting the table, Dommy and I both had a nice Christmas. We hope you guys did too. It's just good to catch your breath, spend some time with your family, open a couple of gifts and whatnot. Dom, I'll tell you another thing, Dommy. My gut My gut is expanding by like next time you see me tomorrow, I'll be up another 10 pounds, bro. I'm getting bloated. Okay, I put it to you that way. There's so much food in the house, and I can't control myself. If you leave stuff out on the counter, I'm coming in. Okay, I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna start snacking. I'm gonna start nibbling. How you doing diet wise, bro? Because mine's off. I mean, I'm a ruined man right now, dude.
Still full of ravioli and prime rib and biscotti and all kinds of treats. So yeah.
Oh, did your mom make up another batch?
Oh yeah, I've got a bag for you.
See, do you?
Oh yeah.
Nice, dude. I might maybe we'll eat biscotti at the Prime show tomorrow night. You're just standing out in the crowd, just eating cookies. Idea. Yeah. While Claypool's getting weird, we're just snacking out in the audience.
I love it.
No, but it's been tough, dude, because my eating it has just accelerated. I'm sure a lot of you are going through the same thing. What's up, Karen Bell? What's up, Sweet Mad Hatter? Noemi, Robot Centaur, John Joseph, the Ghost Ship. Thank you, John.
That's it.
That's what it was called, the Ghost Ship. Badges too. That's right. Anyway, the guys Metallica kind of came in and did a little benefit show for all of the people that either lost their place to live or their medical bills. And the Ghost Ship. That was a really tough thing. I can't believe that was like 10 years ago, man. Been through a lot here in the Bay Area, including, Dommy, last night's freaking Niner game, which was just
wow.
I mean, you want to talk about a barn burner, you want to talk about a shootout. I can't tell you how good I feel about this team now. It's really wild because they've won 6 in a row now. Yeah. Niners are arguably the hottest team in the NFL. The only thing, Dom, because you always got to paint the complete picture. Yes, it was great offensively. Yes, nobody can stop this Niner offense right now. They are firing on all cylinders. The only thing, Dom, and we'll talk to Losty about this because he always comes in with a much more kind of hard line stance on this team than we do. But I will tell you this, I'm slightly concerned about the defense because they still can't get pressure on the quarterback for the most part. I mean, Bryce Huff did a little bit of damage late in the game, just kind of pressuring Caleb and forcing him out of the pocket, but they really can't get home in a bigger sense defensively. So that's my only concern. Like, going into the Seattle game and beyond, it's crazy to think, Dom, that the Niners are now in the driver's seat. They control their own destiny. If they win Saturday, it's a Saturday night game. If they win Saturday, they will lock up home field throughout the postseason, which is crazy to think that they're in that position. I got to be honest with you, Dom, I didn't think this was going to happen. I didn't think they'd have the opportunity to compete for the 1 seed, but that's where they are right now.
Same here. It's unbelievable. I think we have a little image for Destiny. Yeah, there we go. So
it
is Destiny.
It really is.
Yeah. So I think, the defense, like you said, is kind of one of the spots where there is some issues. We could look to how they can improve that week over week, even going through the playoffs. Trent Williams is high on my list too, but I think, we'll see how his hamstring kind of recovers this week. If he needs to take the week off next week, I'd say let him rest, get ready for the playoffs.
I think that's going to be the scenario. I saw Schefter post something online earlier today and said, I wouldn't expect to see Trent on Saturday against the Seahawks, but I'm willing to roll. First of all, brother, dude, this kid Pleasance who stepped in, he was fantastic. The kid did a great job, bro. Kid did a great job. I know very little about this guy, but he stepped right in. And I'll tell you what, he didn't make me miss Trent Williams. I don't know if he can continue that or maintain that level of play, but I thought he was really good. Austin Pleasance, dude.
He's got a hell of a look too.
Dude, I'm going to say this, even though it's a different spelling, it's the same pronunciation. Oh, hell of a look. I love his whole thing. Dommy, Austin Pleasance, greatest Pleasance since, you ready? Here it comes.
Here we go.
Donald Pleasance.
Donald Pleasance.
Nice. Donald Pleasance, different spelling, same pronunciation. You know him as the doctor in Halloween. Michael Myers, he's come home. You must, that crazy guy. And then he was also the president in Escape from New York, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. He had the briefcase handcuffed to his freaking his wrist. You're the Duke of New York. You're right, number one. While they're shooting at him, it's insane. Anyway, if you haven't seen Escape from New York, run to your DVR or your on demand and find it. It's one of my all-time favorites. But in any case, Pleasance was great. Looking at this game coming up on Saturday, it's a short week for the Niners, but again, I expect more of the same. I mean, listen, it's gotten to the point where now Seattle does have a good defense, so they're going to give the Niners a little bit of a tougher time, I think, than the Bears did last night. But the way I feel about this team right now, Dom, is even like you look at what happened last night, the first offensive snap of the game, bam, pick six. It's like, oh no. But you know what's crazy? The Niner offense has been playing so well. I actually didn't get that uptight. I was more of like a Jerry Seinfeld like reaction, like, oh, that's a shame. Oh, that's a shame. But the point is, I didn't get that uptight because I knew the Niners were going to answer, and they did. In fact, Dommy, we are going to bring some visual aids to the program right now. You need to see this because we're going to tell the story of the game last night, and we'll get into the nooks and crannies. But when you see the scoreboard from last night, behold, just let this in, soak this in for a second, dude. I've never seen anything like this. Now, look at that. Yeah. So 7 seconds into the game, we're down 7-0. And then the Niners get the ball. They march right back down the field and answer. I mean, it was that kind of game. And I saw Mark Gravy Graves, Dom, post something up there. He goes, we have now entered the take two. Gravy said, we are now entering the Air Shanahan era. Dude, shout out Air Coryell. And it's funny you say that, Gravy, because last night's game reminded me a lot of a game. Now, I'm going way back for this one. I don't know how many of you, I asked Dom about this before the game. He was too young to remember this. But if you're my age or roughly my age, you're going to remember this. So Niners win their first Super Bowl after the 1981 season. They come back the next year. They're going to defend their title, but there it is. Thank you, Dom. Nice pull. Damn, I don't know how you did that. Hell of a pull. Because that happened a long time ago, and well done. Well, that's another thing I could never do. I'd never find that. Anyway, after the first Super Bowl season, they come back, and there was an NFL strike that year. So they actually only played a 9-game regular season. I don't know how many of you remember that. 9 games. Yep. Patty, I'm sure you do. Niners had a horrible year. They went 3-6. They didn't even make the playoffs. Came back again the next year, went to the NFC Championship, and lost to the Redskins. But they got back on track is my point. But that 82 season, there was one game at Candlestick Park, which I still remember pretty vividly after all these years. I was a little kid. But it was, how many of you remember this? Air Coryell and Dan Fouts, that Charger team comes into Candlestick and had a game very similar to this one. Dom, back and forth it was a shootout. It was Montana and Fouts just getting after it. There's a Noemi. I remember my dad was pissed off that season. I was pissed off too. You were only 6. I think I was like 13 or something like that. But it was a season to be pissed off. I'm like, hey, we just won the Super Bowl. Now we're 3-6. What the hell's going on? Yeah. But they righted the ship the next year. But the point is, I haven't seen a game like this, Dom, last night since that Charger Niner game for a regular season shootout. I mean, we're like looking at this again makes me worry about the defense because I'm like, totally. Look at that. And, the Bears had a shot to win the game, obviously, but the Niners had a nice stop there at the end, forcing Caleb to make a bad throw. Yeah. Game over on that last snap of the game. But this, I am a little bit worried, Dom, and I'm not worried about the offense at all. I have might be the most potent offense in the entire NFL right now based on the way they are just firing on all cylinders. And look at the people that were on the field last night, like no George Kittle, no Trent Williams. Williams is out there for one snap. Yep. So we sing the praises of Austin Pleasant. As much my point is, this system is firing so effectively right now, Dom. You can plug guys in, and you're not really missing that much. It speaks to Shanahan's offense. It really does.
It's amazing. Shanahan's this is maybe his best season as a coach for the Niners because what he's had to work with. And you can kind of see now that Brock is getting healthier week over week. He's really digging into the playbook. So the creativity level, I think it's really coming on, which is now is the time that you want to peak. So bravo to Shanahan for doing that.
No, they couldn't be peaking at a better time. Right. You're 100% right. Arkansas, Dave, you remember that Charger game? Yep. So does Patty. Yeah, it was a crazy season. I mean, the Niners had the same team essentially. It was the same personnel. It was just a weird year with the strike and all that. So, Dom, I figured, why don't we do this before we bring in our first guest? Because we do have two. If you're just joining us, we got Los D, Carlos De La Fuente from Flex Funding, one of our great sponsors, but he's also a friend of ours and he loves talking Niner football. So we're going to bring him in. And then Rags, just because there's no telling what Rags will do at any given moment of any given day. So we'll let Rags get on the mic and we'll see where that goes too. We'll do that later. But before we go there, Dommy, why don't we present our studs and duds of the weekend? And one other side note, because it is kind of a side note today, just in terms of the priorities. I want to shout out the Golden State Warriors. They played a weird time yesterday. I think it was like a 12:30 start. Yes, I didn't see much of the game. I saw some of the second half. And again, this pattern continues. Now, first of all, to be fair, Warriors have been playing pretty well while we were gone. They had a 3-game win streak. They had a lead in the fourth quarter in Toronto yesterday. They wound up losing in overtime, 141 to 127. What bothers me about that game, Tom, just very quickly, is that it's another night where Steph goes for 39.
Yeah.
You can't have Steph going for 39, 49, 50, 38, 30. I mean, you got to win these games, dude. It's crazy. But again, I want to be fair because they are 3-1 in their last 4. Yeah. To make matters more difficult, Tom, it's another freaking back-to-back. They got another game today. So they're in Toronto last night. Oh, you know what? I know they're flying private planes and all, but you still got to go through customs and that whole thing. Yeah, dude. Canada's a pain in the ass going in and out, regardless of who you are. Yeah. And in Brooklyn today, they have another game. And Tommy, this is their 6th back-to-back in 2 months of basketball. I don't know what kind of vendetta the league it has against the Warriors right now, but this is insanity. 6th back-to-back. I don't know what the rhyme or reason is to that. I really don't.
Yeah, same. And for the oldest team in the NBA, it's going to be rough because like how Horford's out tonight. I think I saw a report that Butler's questionable. So it doesn't look like they're going to even have the full roster tonight. So it's going to be a tricky one. Yeah, and down the line, this is, I think, the 8th or 9th game that they've lost within the last 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. Right. So that it's the same pattern over and over and over. So they're definitely going to have to do something to it, adjust the rotation, maybe bring in another player. I know there's a lot of moving parts, especially before Christmas, but now that the season is officially started, we'll see how they kind of reshape things.
Yeah, and it feels like, Tommy, there's been just a surplus, like an overload of drama with the Warriors this year. Like too much. Like you don't want this. You don't need this. We didn't ask for this. But like you just look at the Kuminga situation. That's still out there lingering. You look at Draymond Green walking off the court last week. Like a lot of weird stuff is going on in and around the Warriors right now. So, I expect that there will be a trade at some point in the season. I do think they're going to find a way to deal Kuminga. He's not part of the team. He's not an active, involved, everyday part of the team. Yeah. Kerr kind of goes to him sometimes, but not very much. So anyway, I just wanted to give the Warriors a little bit of a mention there and hope things go well today in Brooklyn. And also last thing before Studs and Duds, I should have mentioned this. Monday Night Football tonight, you got the Rams taking on the Falcons. Dude, go Birds. I'm getting Tommy, check it out. Dude, I'm getting my Dirty Bird. What was the name of that running back they had in the Dirty Bird season? They had that one really good running back. Help me out. Yeah, he was flapping the way he was always flapping. Who was that guy? Help me out on the comments line. 97?
97, 98, yeah.
When the Broncos played the Packers in the Super Bowl. I got Noemi saying go 100% go Falcons. Yeah, I'm flapping. Dirty Bird, dude. Let's get that back. What was the name of that running back? It's going to drive me freaking crazy.
Jamal Anderson.
Yes, dude. You and Escobar at the exact same time. Yeah. What's up, Escobar? Hope you guys had a great Christmas.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. Anderson. And who was the QB? Help me out with the quarterback of that Falcon team.
97 QB.
Yeah, it's crazy. Help me. Who's got the QB of that Dirty Bird Falcon team? Jamal Anderson.
97 would have been
Chandler, too.
Chandler, yeah.
Oh, wow. It's something weird about the Falcons representing the NFC in the season. Isn't it? It's just kind of weird to see the Falcons. They never have good teams. I mean, they bubble up every now and again, but generally the Falcons are just going to falcon it up down there. But tonight, we're all flapping. Dude, we're all getting the wings going. Let's go Birds. I'd love to watch the Rams go down. More and more talk now, too, Dommy, about Matt Stafford being the MVP of the NFL. I'm hearing, I don't know if this is going to come down to this, but I could see it. I'm hearing that it's going to be either Drake May or it's going to be Stafford.
Or Stafford, yeah.
You have to vote. If you had those two choices and I gave you a vote, who would you go for?
Oh man, it's a tough one. Drake May's had a fantastic season, so like I don't know if it's a tough decision between the two. I mean, Stafford may get it just because he's been in the league longer. He's having a amazing year this year, so I think I'd probably put my money on Stafford. So, but Drake May, really, really close runner-up.
Yeah, he's had a hell of a year. They had another big win yesterday. They Patriots blew out the Jets. No surprise there. By the way, the Jets and dude. How about this little trio of horrendous teams? The Jets. I don't even know we should banish them from the NFL. Just banish them. Get them out of here. They're just taking up space. You know what I mean? Give me another team that wants to be here. So you got the freaking Jets, and then how about this matchup? The Giants at the Raiders, Holmes. That's like one of the worst games in the history of the NFL. Raiders.
I think, Nikki Black was at it. It was her first game. I saw she posted on Instagram that she went out for it.
Was she really?
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny you say that. I'll just throw another name on the pile. You know the guy? He's on Sirius Radio. Funny thing is, I grew up listening to this guy in New Jersey on a local radio station, WDHA. Do you know the name Eddie Trunk?
Oh, Trunk? Yeah.
Trunk Nation. He's like the metal guy now on Sirius.
Yep.
He was at that game too. I saw him posting online too. Eddie, he's a big Giants fan, Jersey boy. All right. Anyway, Dommy, let's get into the studs and duds, and I want you to go first today. We don't have to make a big production, but I'm just curious, like who jumped out at you over the weekend? You can start with your first stud, Dommy. Who do you got?
I'm going for the guy who stepped in for Trent, Austin Pleasance. I think.
Look at my guy, brother. Look at this dude.
Look at the look. Look at that mug. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's been a journeyman, and he really stepped in and played as if Trent was there. So there was no hiccups in the whole game. They didn't hesitate any of the play calling with him up there. So yeah, he's my stud for the game.
Good choice. And I back that 1,000,000%. I think, like I said a minute ago, I think we're going to see him again Saturday at Levi's against Seattle. But no, he was outstanding. And dude, it's not every day you get a redhead like this who just grows out the beard and goes, you know what? I'm going to give you my Grizzly Adams. Here it comes. Deal with it. You know what I mean?
Ready for it.
You better hang on to something because I'm bringing my beard. Anyway, I'm all about my guy Pleasance. I might get a 6'2" Pleasance jersey, dude. No, honestly, I thought he was tremendous last night. I will match your stud. I'm going to stay right in the same team, same game. I'm actually going to go game ball for the 49er offensive unit because to a man, the offensive line was great last night. They gave Brock Purdy tons of time. Brock Purdy himself, spectacular game. I mean, this guy's mobility now has become a major part of his game. And it's funny, you don't even think about the toe anymore, right? Like no one's he's moving so well out there. I mean, the one play where he was just scrambling, buying time, he's just become like an artist out there on the field in terms of creating. Of course, Christian McCaffrey also monster game, dude. Monster game. Tonjes had a huge game last night. He was fantastic. Pearsall, Jawan Jennings. I mean, again, to a man, the entire unit, they put up 42 points. They win that game. I got to give it to the entire offensive unit last night, Dom, because I don't want to leave anybody out. Like everybody deserves some love.
I've got a little imagery for your Tonjes. So, are you aware of the AMPM guy Toomgis? So he's the stoner creature that AMPM uses. So everyone kind of has adopted this guy as.
I don't. Tell me more about this. Tell me more.
So he's like a mascot for the AMPM. Like the market at the
but who is this guy? Like, what's this thing's name? Is this a man? Is it a creature? Like, what is this thing?
Yeah, it's called Toomgis. So it's really close in the same name. So even just on our PMP text where we always share fun stuff. So there you go.
John Joseph jumping right in on that. Yeah, Toomgis, guys. That's Toomgis.
Exactly.
By the way, you know what this guy reminds me of, Dom? When my kids were little, and I know a lot of parents out there are probably going to say the same thing. I used to read this book to my kids every night when they were going to bed called Where the Wild Things Are.
Exactly.
Dude, that thing looks like one of the freaking wild things. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid Max. You know what I mean? That kid Max climbing off into the freaking into the forest with all the wild things. Okay, Dommy, give me your first dud of the weekend.
My first dud. Yeah, Patty brought it up right out of the gate. So mine was Chris Collinsworth mentioning Patrick Mahomes on the call on the scramble. Talking about like how you guys probably he's playing just like Patrick Mahomes. So like just the fact that he brought that up. That's my dud for the game.
I'm going to stand and salute that one, Dommy. And I tell you, I heard it. 100%. You know what? Actually, give me a Christian Bale. Good for you. When we're hearing about Chris Collinsworth, just like essentially performing fellatio on the air, if I may, to a
for you.
100% force feeding them into the conversation again. I heard it too. I think the entire Bay Area kind of threw up in their mouths when that happened. In fact, right after that happened, Creative Tony texted me and he's all upset. He's like, "Did you hear him? Did you hear him?" I'm like, "Yeah, I freaking heard him. I heard him." Look
there
at
it
this.
is.
Look at this.
Let's see if we can get the audio on here.
That's the Dougie.
Yeah, the dance coming in.
Let's reprise that.
I mean, if this were Patrick Mahomes, we'd be screaming, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes!" I know I would be screaming. But that's the way it works because he has made those kinds of plays all night long and just been carrying the 49ers. And I don't know what all this is.
It's the Dougie.
That's the Dougie.
Yeah, the dance coming in. The Dougie. Yeah, the whole deal. Yeah.
Check this out. Check this out. And I'm not trying to say this to be controversial. I swear to God, I truly feel this way in my bones. If you offered me right now, right freaking now, if you called me and said, "Hey, Dommy, listen, I got John Lynch on the phone and he is ready to swap Purdy for Mahomes," I'd say no, thank you. I want this guy. I don't want Mahomes. I really don't. So the fact that Collinsworth had to like make that comparison, I think just speaks to his love affair. He cannot go 4 quarters of a game without talking about Patrick Mahomes. It can't be done. I don't think he's ever done it since Mahomes has come into the NFL. I don't think he's ever gone 4 quarters on the mic.
Without mentioning, yeah.
Even if he's not in the field. Because you could cut the crap, Collinsworth.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, my dud, but that's a great dud. Phenomenal dud, by the way. Phenomenal. My first dud and my only dud of the weekend is going to be, dude, I feel bad for this guy. I mean, he's doing it to himself. But, bro, Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Have you guys seen this S show going on down there? First of all, Tampa Bay was a pretty legitimate presence in the NFC for the first half of the season. Ever since then, though, they have been just wobbling. I mean, there's like the wheels are coming off down there, man. They have now lost. They came into yesterday's game having lost 3 straight. They lose again yesterday. Now it's 4 straight. And this is a situation where, they had a chance to kind of control their own destiny, and they wet the bed. Baker Mayfield threw 2 interceptions, and I got to tell you, they were bad balls, man. They were. If you saw Baker's picks yesterday, they were ugly. They did kind of, you know what, Lily? That's not a bad call. She said they imploded after they played the 49ers. That's not bad, actually. They did start to skid after that.
Yeah, and he had that shoulder injury, and I don't think it's really been the same since then.
Yeah, I don't know. Yes, you're right. I mean, he does have the shoulder injury, but on the other hand, those balls were so bad. Those 2 picks yesterday, I started thinking maybe these are just blown routes. Because I mean, they were right to the defensive backs. In any case, considering where they are now and the fact that they were once considered like a formidable team in the NFC, I got to just put a dud status on Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just a horrible kind of back half to their season, and they will not be in the postseason. You'll see their season's going to end next weekend, like a lot of teams out there. By the way, we'll do this when Rags comes on. But speaking of teams kind of wet in the bed, how about the Buffalo Bills in their own building yesterday? Wow. Dom, unable to do anything. Literally couldn't do anything. The first half, nothing. Zero points. And the freaking Eagles were just as bad. They couldn't do anything either.
Yeah, it was an awful game.
Awful. And that was a game we had broadcast locally, so I did watch that game, but it was a slog, dude. Usually I like games in the rain and the muck. This thing was not an enjoyable thing. And then you watch the end of the game, Sirianni coming off the field, dude, chirping, and we're gonna save that footage for when
coming back up.
because I want to see Rags' head explode. We'll play that for Rags and let him react because he hates the Eagles. But he hates the Eagles the way I hate the Chiefs. You know what I mean? So we got to let him have the spotlight there. I want to do this, Tommy, before we bring in Low Steep. I want to do a quick spot for Longbridge Pizza. Okay. And then we're going to welcome in our first guest host of the day, Carlos De La Fuente. But first, a word on Longbridge Pizza. Listen, you love Longbridge. We love Longbridge. We have that in common, my friends. Yeah, right into the oven we go. Tommy. Right in. If another letter from that school comes to this kid's house, into the oven you're going to go. Okay. Yeah. Shout out Goodfellas. It was on this morning, actually. Bro, it was on this morning on Showtime. I always flip around in the morning when I'm waking up.
20 minutes of it. It's great.
Yeah, you just get a good little hit. Just get a little hit, get a little Ray Liotta in you, and then you get on with your day. Okay, Longbridge Pizza, listen to me. They are closed today. They do close their doors on Monday, so Neil can catch his breath, and so can everybody else down there. But Tuesday through Sunday, you're in business at Longbridge Pizza. If you are a local, if you live in or near San Francisco, especially if you're in the neighborhood there, they will deliver. So place your delivery orders online for New Year's Eve, the holiday season, what have you, New Year's Day, you watch the bowl games, load up on some pies. LongbridgePizza.com. That's the only request Neil has ever made. He goes, guys, just ask the audience if they're going to order delivery. Please do it on the website. So we like to pass that along. And then there's just all the variety of foods and pizzas they're offering down there. The sourdough crust has become like my love affair of 2025. This will forever be the year of sourdough crust pizza because, Dom, I had never had that before I went to Longbridge. Had you ever had sourdough crust? Honest to God, I've never tasted that before I went to Longbridge.
Yeah, at Longbridge. So before they came on as a sponsor, it was one of my go-to spots for going to the Warriors.
Wow.
Yeah. Like when you guys announced it, I was like, oh, this is fantastic. I didn't even know Neil or Andrew or any of them. I would just go in as a normal patron. So yeah, it's the best spot. Like getting off at the 22nd Caltrain, taking a walk down. It's awesome. I mean, it's like the best setup.
I got to quote a couple of quick messages here. First of all, Miguel, get in the oven, 100%. That's where we belong. Stick us in the oven. Number 2, Humdinger. Yeah, hit the like button, please. I should be saying that a lot more often. I always forget. Thank you, Leo. Always good to see you. And then Mark Gravy Graves, dude, putting Longbridge pizza into a marriage with Black Sabbath. Ready for this? Watch the pizza flames get higher and higher. Oh, God, no, please help me. All right, anyway, thank you, Gravy. I love the Sabbath infusion into the spot right here. Anyway, go down there, discover why they talk about the laid-back vibe, the serious pizza. Be a card-carrying member of the Vibe Tribe. This has been one of the great relationships of the year, is getting to know Neil. And, in fact, he'll be at the Primus show with us tomorrow night. He's a super cool guy, loves music just like we do. But the Vibe Tribe, it is like a whole state of mind down there. I've talked about the playlist that Andre and Steven are always putting together. I mean, they play Black Sabbath in the place. They play Van Halen. They play the Grateful Dead. I mean, it's just so much great music being played over their PA when you go in there to have a meal. They have great beers on tap. Creative Tony always jumps up and down about that. He loves that. And then there's a space in the back where we have the broadcast with Brooksy and Tolbert. They have an area that can accommodate, parties and groups or private occasions. So it's really great for the dads and moms out there that are coaching youth sports and you're looking for something to do after the game. Dude, bring them down to Longbridge. Call Neil and say, Neil, hold that back room. I'm coming in with 20 people. He can accommodate that. He's got you covered right there. So get on down there. My pizzas of the year. And again, I had to, it's just funny. This is a true story, Dom. A couple of weeks ago at the bocce tournament, Neil had us down to his Denardi Christmas party. I actually asked him face to face. I go, Neil, let me ask you a question. I go, do I need to branch out? Because every time I go in there, I get the Polymac pie.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I haven't been trying a lot of the new things. And I'm like, I can't help it. I love the pizza. It's very simple. It's just sausage and onion, but it's a great combination with the sourdough crust. And he was like, yeah, man. He goes, next time, branch it out, try something new. So that's my resolution, Dom, which is a great one for me. Eat more different kinds of pizza.
Try them all.
Yeah. So I'm going to. But anyway, the Polymac pie is great. The Nico pie is great. The Sophia is great. The sandwiches are off the charts too. What are some of your favorite items, Tommy? What do you love?
I like the chicken parm either way. The drunken or traditional. The gabagool sandwich is fantastic. The pizza wise, like the hot and honey is fantastic. I freaking love that one. So I've tried 4 or 5 of them, and I keep coming back to that one. The Nico's great. So they don't do anything wrong there. It's all great. So I love. So like I was saying, it was a spot that I would go to before. So I had the sourdough crust there before, coming on to PMP.
Nice.
And just now it's reaffirmed why I really like that place. So
yeah, you've heard us talking about Longbridge all year. Get on down there and find out for yourself why we love these guys so much and why we love their food so much. 2347 3rd Street in the Dog Patch, one of the cooler neighborhoods in San Francisco. It's still kind of like an untapped resource. It's not overrun yet. I'm sure it will be in a few years, but right now it is in the sweet spot. That whole and Standard Deviant Brewing, where we had our party. What a cool spot! Off this little corner of the city. It's like you had the whole street to yourself. Anyway. Get on down to the Dog Patch, jump into Longbridge, and thank you so much, Neil. Happy New Year to you. I'll see you tomorrow, brother. And Happy New Year to everybody down at Longbridge Pizza. Okay, one of our other sponsors. Let's go from that to this, Dommy. Here we go. Let's bring him in. We're going to give him a round of applause. I think he was our second sponsor of the year. He stepped right in and goes, guys, I want to be a part of this too. And we have developed a great rapport, a great relationship, and I love talking Niners with this guy because he's no frills. He ain't going to candy coat nothing. So here he comes, everybody. Los D, we call him as his nickname affectionately. Yeah, dude. Carlos De La Fuente. Okay,
What's up, boys?
My first question, Carlos. Let me see the shirt. All I can see is the top. Who you got going? Oh,
Nice.
yes. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
That's
Actually,
Gotta represent Prince.
can I step away from the screen for 1 second? Because I want to get something. So one of the gifts my mom gave me, Carlos and Dom, was she gave me these a collection of coasters, but
Nice.
they're all like really artistic. Stand by 1 sec. Let me go get one because it's going to tie into your shirt. So hang on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Los, how was your Christmas? Did you get to spend it with family and friends and your children and stuff?
It was quiet. It wasn't, the mass, 20, 30 people type of Christmas. It was a little bit of a smaller crowd, but it was good. It was good. Sometimes less people means less arguments when when the alcohol gets going.
Yeah. And leading up into the game yesterday, I'm sure I can't wait to kind of dig in with you and Rags on this. So it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. No, it's funny. Paulie was talking about the 82 game, and I was over Dan and Marky Graves watching the football game last night. Nice. And I brought that up. Marky can confirm that. I said, this reminds me of Fouts versus Montana. And ironically, that the final score of that game was 41-38. Last night's score, 42-38.
So you feel me on that, Carlos? Yeah,
I'm right there with you. Nice. Up and down the field, absolutely no defense on either side. Yeah. Whoever had the ball last was going to win. Didn't happen last night, thankfully. But just a hell of a game.
So let me
arena football on grass.
No question. And Merry Christmas. Great to see you, Carlos. So my mom gave me all these coasters. Check this out. They're kind of like musicians I like, but they have their faces painted. They're really weird. Look at this. So here's a David Bowie one.
Oh, nice.
He's got his face painted. And here it comes. Ready for this? Here he is, the purple one.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
so that's a coaster. Sweet. Yeah, my mom, she always gets me cool stuff like that. Yeah, no, she totally knows. So thank you, Mom. Hey, Carlos, here's the thing, though, dude. So, and this is what prevented those San Diego Charger teams with Fouts and Jefferson and Air Coryell and all that. The reason that they never got to a Super Bowl is they didn't have the defense. They probably had the most potent offense in the NFL, kind of like the Miami Dolphins were a team like that too, the early 80s Dan Marino, but they never had the defense. Do you worry about that with this Niner team, Los?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they say defense wins championship, and that's true for the most part, but that was in a different era when defenses were allowed to do a lot more things than they can now. It's an offensive-driven league, so that gives the Niners actually more of a chance to win because they just don't allow defenses to smack the quarterback around or hit wide receivers going over the middle late. There's always flags coming, so that will help an offensive-driven team like the Niners have a better chance of winning it. And hey, they have as good a chance as anybody right now. They are doing things. The one thing that really stands out to me is they're not beating themselves. They're not getting penalized a lot, which means that their coaching is off the charts from position to position. And, they need to keep playing that way because they've played some sloppy ball in big games and has cost them. So they need to keep it up what they're doing.
It's really funny, Los. I was telling Dom this earlier in the show that I would not have anticipated the Niners, especially when, Mac Jones, and I'm not knocking Mac. I thought Mac Jones did a great job when he stepped in for Brock. But considering what they were contending with, Kittle missed a big chunk of time. You know what I mean? Purdy missed a big chunk of time. Fred Warner goes down. Bosa goes down. We all know the list. But the point is the fact, Los, that they are now in the driver's seat. They control their own destiny. I mean, you couldn't ask for things to be set up any better than they are. If they can handle their business against Seattle, they have home field throughout and maybe even playing in a Super Bowl on their own field. I mean, that's extremely rare. The Rams did that. Remember when the Rams beat the Bengals? That game was played in SoFi. So it has happened, but that would just be an amazing experience. It kind of happened in 85 when the Niners played in Stanford. I mean, it was right up the road from Candlestick. So that was like a home game too, but literally in their own stadium. Now the question is, one at a time, like what's your? I mean, I know it's only Monday, and we got to get the injury reports, and also Los. It sounds like Trent Williams probably will not go against Seattle. Would be my expectation. You can't mess around with hamstrings, especially if you need him for the playoff games, which we do. But and also how great was Pleasance last night? You love this guy, Austin Pleasance.
Played well.
Guy was freaking great. They stuck him in there. He did a great job. But anyway, what are your expectations for the Seattle game, Los? Like, what are you thinking right now? What's your feeling going into this game?
By the way, before I answer that, how the heck did Stanford get a Super Bowl with benches as seats? Benches, wooden benches. I know it was 85, but
I'll give you one even better. Murph and I used to joke about this all the time because there's a couple of Super Bowls. It's almost like, were those games even played? It was like the moon landing. Is it real? How about this one? Like early 70s, Pittsburgh, Minnesota. Ready, you guys? They played it at freaking Tulane, dude, in the rain. It was raining in Tulane. I'm like, did that game even really happen? I'm not sure. Yeah. So, no, I know. Stanford with the benches, it was like totally outdated kind of stadium. And, I mean, the Super Bowl, to be honest, with the younger people in the audience, it wasn't as big a deal back then. Like they would literally bring out like a marching band at halftime. That was a halftime show. There was no Michael Jackson. There was no Pearl Jam. There was no Beyonce. It was just like a local marching band. Now it's become this huge spectacle. It goes on all day.
It's definitely an event. But to answer your question, you know, every game is different. And I think we get caught up a lot on social media and in talk shows about, you know, how the Niners played, how certain individuals played, and every game is different. Every matchup is different. So Seattle's going to present a different problem than the Bears did. The Bears presented problems with their offense. Seattle's going to present problems with their defense. So in response to Mr. Pleasance, who is, like Dom alluded to, he's a journeyman. He's a journeyman for a reason. He's going to get tested against some really good defensive linemen from Seattle. So this is where Shanahan has got to, you know, change up the game plan, maybe do more three-step drops, get rid of the ball more, because the Bears didn't put any pressure on Purdy. He had all day to throw. And I don't know why anybody plays zone against the Niners, because they eat zones up. Purdy can hit those windows. Yep. KC kind of showed the blueprint about how to play the Niners. You know, press them, blitz them, but everybody doesn't have their personnel. So
that's right.
Yeah, Seattle's going to present a different problem, and it's supposed to rain all week. Which kind of leads into a sloppy game. So it might be low scoring. And, you know, special teams, which the Niners are very much improved on as well, may play a big part when it's all said and done.
Let me ask you guys this. I want to ask both of you guys this question, because Los and I have had this this has been an ongoing dialogue. We've literally been doing this all year long. And, Tommy, I want to bring you into this. And I know you're part of this too, Dom. But Kyle Shanahan, the job that he's done this year and the way this offense looked last night. I mean, I'll put it to you like this, Los. Every time the Niners got the ball last night, I felt like we're going to score. We're going to continue. It was like there was never a point when I was worried about any offensive possession, because it is so efficient right now. And I think if you look at the personnel that was on the field last night, think about this. You had Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, and Kendrick Bourne, right? There's no Ayuk. There's no Debo. There's no George Kittle. You're missing your Hall of Fame left tackle. But yet this offense continues to hum, and they continue to put points on the board. Brock Purdy, in my opinion right now, you guys, I think he might be playing the best football I've seen from him, because he's now combined that mobility into his regular offensive game, and he's become a very, very dangerous player out there. But my question is, I think we got to give it up for Shanahan at this point, right, Los? You got to give it up. I mean, now, whether or not he can coach in crunch situations, tight fourth quarters, that's a whole other discussion. But what we're looking at right now, just in strictly offensively, is as good as anything in the NFL.
Well, anybody that knows me, Dom knows this, that I go after Shanahan, and I don't go after him because I think he's a bad coach or an average coach. He's a very good coach. I've always said he's a very good coach. I said to become a great coach, you have to tweak a few things. And what I'm seeing this year that he's gotten better on is he's not as conservative. He's actually going for it on fourth down, like the rest of the league is doing. So that's a plus. He's tightened up some things on the offensive side, offensive line. He's tightened that up and done well. His clock management has gotten better. We have seen him in big games with leads when you run the ball and the clock is your friend. I think he's learned from that. So, that's coaching, and hey, that's life, man. Like, learn from your mistakes. That has always been, but how social media is like, oh, you hate Shanahan. No, I don't. I'm just critiquing
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
do my kids, man. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, you messed up, smack around a little bit. You do what you got to do. But but Shanahan has done, like, to your point, an outstanding job. He's gotten better at some things. I think he has some coaches on his staff that are challenging him for the first time, whereas everybody else maybe backed off and just let him do whatever he wanted to do.
Right.
And Salah's one of them. Salah and the special teams coordinator need to be given just as much love, because their units are the ones that are really doing well without all the talent that Shanahan has at his disposal. I mean, CMC's still out there. Purdy's still out there. But yeah, kudos. He's doing a fantastic job.
What do you think, Tommy? Lily's message right here. I mean, she's not the only one to post this. I mean, Dungy's saying, and a lot of people around the NFL are saying Kyle Shanahan is your coach of the year. Now, I think Vrabel is going to get a lot of votes. It's hard to ignore what he's done up there, because I think the Niners were expected to have a bounce back year. I mean, they were expected to sort of be where they are or close to it. Nobody saw the Patriots coming. That's none of us. I mean, none of us could have predicted this. Well, what do you think, Dommy, about Shanahan? Low Steve talking about learning from his previous mistakes in the past. How do you? I'm very confident right now with this team. How about yourself?
Yeah, same. Los and I, we've kind of talked about this, that I think having Salah there does add some accountability, and it's like another way for Kyle to have someone he's comfortable with, also helping to oversee and kind of put a little pressure on him. And like you were saying, Los, I think he's really gotten super creative, especially down the stretch here. And the way Kyle works is, he'll try a play out, and if it's successful, then he'll lean in more. If it's not successful, he tends to kind of crawl back in. He changes his scheme up. But this year, it seems like a little bit of that reservation is gone, and if something isn't successful, he'll still try again. He'll add a wrinkle to it. So I kind of feel like this is a new Kyle that we're seeing out there, and it's pretty awesome to see him
improved,
actually evolve. Yeah.
You know what? Speaking, guys, to Shanny getting Coach of the Year, living in the Bay and seeing East Coast bias when it comes to awards. I mean, look at the scheduling. The Niners should be the Sunday night game, but they put them on Saturday night, and they put Baltimore and Pittsburgh on Sunday night. CMC should have won the Heisman. I forgot who won it that year. I mean, when it comes to awards, there is definitely an East Coast bias. So I would be shocked if Shanny won. He deserves it.
Yeah.
I mean, Vrabel's done a great job.
Yeah.
Peyton has done a great job. Ben Johnson has done a great job. So there's some other candidates for sure. Liam Cohen out of Jacksonville, like who saw that coming?
Dude, you know what, bro? I'm glad you mentioned Jacksonville, Los, because they might be the sleeper team, not only the AFC, the whole league. I mean, nobody, that includes me, that includes Tony. We have not given the Jaguars their due, and these guys, they just continue to go out there and play good football. Trevor Lawrence, I think for the first time in his career, is starting to feel it. Like, I think he knows now he belongs. And he's like, not only can I hang with the big boys, I can beat most of these guys. So, great call, Los D. Let me ask you guys one more question. Here's what I want to do. I want to ask you guys one more 49er question, and then I want to bring in our second guest host, Rags, because I want to show him some of the Sirianni stuff. I want to save that for Rags just to get the best reaction. But before we do that, let me ask both of you guys this. The Niners, as they give out their Len Ashmont Award every year, which goes to the most inspiring, hardworking 49er player. And, some great one. Bryant Young won it 9 years in a row. I remember deservedly, by the way, Mm-hmm. But if you guys were going to be handing out that award, I'm just curious to see what's in your guys' head here. Like the most valuable player on this 49er team with only one game left. Like, we've seen it all. We know who these guys are and what their contributions have been. Losty, I'm going to start with you. If you had a vote in the Len Ashmont, who would it go to?
If we're talking most valuable, not inspirational, maybe a little combination of both, it's hard to go against McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I mean, he just makes that engine go. As great as Purdy is playing, he has that outlet when everything is covered downfield to just drop it off to a guy that's going to make a move and get what should be 3 or 4 yards, 8 to 12 yards almost every time. and he's been durable. Man, I think anybody that has any kind of health ailments needs to go to Germany and get stem cells because Jesus, that guy has been so durable. He's at 400 touches for the year. He's not a big dude, and he's holding up. So shout out to Germany and stem cell research.
Dude, you know what? I've been hearing more and more about Berlin.
Yeah.
And by the way, shout out that movie with Charlize Theron. I highly recommend it. It's called Atomic Blonde. Have you guys seen this movie, Atomic Blonde? Oh, dude, she plays like a spy, and she's an ass-kicking, neck-snapping badass. Like she's hand-to-hand combat with guys with machetes and stuff. Dama, you've seen Atomic Blonde?
Seen it. Great movie. Yeah,
I gotta watch that.
Oh no, I'm telling you, Los, they're running it right now, like on Showtime or HBO. It's on one of the channels right now. But in any case, another reason to go to Germany. You get a little Charlize Theron as Atomic Blonde. You get some stem cell research, and you come back and you dominate the NFL. Because you're right. And you know what? I'll go next, and then Dama, you can wrap this up.
Yeah, buddy.
I have to say the same, Los D, just to be fair. Like Christian McCaffrey is. I mean, to say he's among the primary reasons there are where they are right now is probably an understatement. Yeah. He has been the most reliable, consistent offensive weapon they've had all year. Whether Mac Jones is playing, Brock Purdy, it doesn't matter. CMC is going to still go out there and get his. And like you said, Los D, the biggest thing, dude, he's healthy. He's freaking healthy right now. And that's been my concern because they've been working him so hard all year. But the body's held up. Like he's really withstood the punishment. So, and he's going to be obviously a key piece going into the Seattle and then into the postseason. Dami, how about you? Who's your vote for Len Eshmont, if you had to say?
Yeah. The first guy CMC obviously popped into my mind. But the guy who kind of helped continue and save the season was Mac Jones. So I think I might give it to him. I know he hasn't played the whole entire year. I think he's played maybe 10 or 11 games. But without those games, they're not where they are right now. So I think I would give it to him.
I wish Mac, it's a great pick. And I wish that kid all the best. I mean, I think, you know what I heard this morning, you guys, actually, is if this next weekend is Aaron Rodgers' final game in the NFL, which it could be. Like, I mean, I think he needs to really consider maybe it's time to stop playing and hang it up. He can do anything he wants. He's got a ton of money. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback. And you know, Pittsburgh, they took a chance. They said maybe Aaron Rodgers can find that old magic for 1 year and get us into the promised land. It ain't going to happen. I mean, they might squeak into the playoffs if they beat Baltimore, but they're not going anywhere. So
Dom's pick is great for two reasons, guys. One is I think he's lightened up the locker room.
Yep.
I heard he's a real, you know, when everybody's all tense and on edge, you know, maybe that's never a good thing. Purdy always, you know, kind of played, you know, without a whole ton of emotion. He's playing a little bit more freer now. And honestly, I think competition is good. We know that growing up with Young in Montana. Yeah. When Young got there and pushed Joe played his best football. And this team reminds me a lot of the 1988 team.
I love that team, Los. I love the 88 Niners. Love that team.
Yeah.
Not the most talented, like 84, 89, and 94.
A lot of heart in 88.
A lot of heart and resiliency. And you know, that can go a long way. That team went into Chicago when all the elements were against them and smashed those fools. So it can be done. So I like the vibe of this team as far as it comparing it to 88.
Me too. And I was going to say the reason I brought up Pittsburgh is because if Rodgers does retire, they need a quarterback. Mac Jones would be like a perfect guy for that team because he's ready to play right now. You don't have to develop him. He knows what NFL defenses look like. He knows what the big stage is like. So anyway, just a thought, because if we lose Mac Jones, I wish him nothing but the best. He had a huge hand in this season. And you never know. I'll knock on wood, but you could see him again. You know how it is in the NFL. You never know. He could be back out there any snap. So, all right, guys, very good. Why don't we do this? Let's bring in Rags, and then Los. I was talking to Dom before the show. I thought maybe, I know it's a Monday, but I asked Dom to swap with you. So we're going to do a Los D spot today. We'll do one with you live, and we'll do Stellar Design tomorrow. So we'll swap spots. But in the meantime, listen, you know him, you love him, you've been waiting for him. It's the first time we're going to get Los D. We got all the muscle coming in today. I got Los D with his crew. I'll bring in a Herman, you know what I mean, out of the back, if I have to.
That's an O-line group in itself, right?
Yeah.
At the Christmas party, Losi walked in with serious muscle, and Rags is kind of representing the East Coast muscle. So let's bring him in. Christian Narag live via satellite. Yeah.
What's up, boys?
Rex,
Rex.
you're looking extra handsome today. Did you take your handsome pills? You look great.
I had to dial up for Los and Dom again because now you're talking about swapping or something. I wanted to make sure I'm coming in looking good.
Rags, did you get any new
Don't go there.
Did you get any gnomes? Any new Christmas gnomes for the front yard? Just to let people know?
I'm not even kidding. I got some new socks.
I got new socks too, bro. I got socks too. I don't know what that's about, dude. I think once you hit the age of 50, everyone's like, you know what? Screw it. Just get them some socks.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? Tracy did the funniest effing thing in the history of funny. I'm opening my presents. I pull out a jacket. I'm like, oh, this thing's awesome. I'm like, I love it. Pull out a shirt, something golf related, and she's like, hey, jerk off. These have been sitting in the closet since last Christmas.
Hey, jerk off. Did she drop an actual jerk off on you?
Yeah, she did, but like an affectionate jerk off.
Yeah. No,
But
Tracy,
don't forget, she's Italian.
I know Tracy.
Secondhand stuff.
Oh, she would fit right in, like in The Sopranos. She's like a hot-blooded Jersey Italian, beautiful too. Tracy's beautiful. So anyway, Rags you need a girl like that though to keep this guy in line. Who's gonna control this dude? You need a hot-blooded Italian in there. All right, so Rags, did you have a good Christmas? Everything good back there in Jersey?
Everything's great. I have so much food left in my fridge though. I think tonight might be the last night.
I know. I was saying up front, Rags, I've definitely put on, I don't know, a good 5 to 6.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I mean, it's 5 to 6 pounds of water weight, you know, because it's all the
Yeah,
it's all the sodium. It just keeps your water. So you know what? Once you just go back to eating normal, pound a lot of water, do some cardio, you'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I do. That's part of my afternoon schedule this afternoon. I got to get
or pound some of Dom's mom's biscottis with the water and keep the weight on.
They're so good. Right? They're so freaking good. I'll smuggle some back to Jersey next time I come because these things are legit. So, Rags, tell us your impressions as a kind of a neutral party in this 49er discussion. Like you watched the game last night.
I'll tell you.
I said this, Rags, before you go. I am extremely confident in the Niners right now, but I do worry about the defense. That's my only thing.
I was laughing because I literally sat down, got comfortable. Purdy threw that pick 6, which wasn't his fault. I mean, that was a great defensive play. Yep. And I'm in a chat with Dom, and it was like literally 7 seconds into the game, and Dom's response to the whole group was just, and I'm like, yeah. You know what? It's like I said when I was on the show last time. I mean, the Niners are playing ball. I was blown away by Shanahan's creativity, and I tried to memorize this play because it was so cool with McCaffrey, and I can't remember exactly who pulled up on the offside, but it was almost like a quarterback waggle. Purdy gets the ball, starts waggling left. They pull the offside guard with the guard and the tackle, and McCaffrey just kind of like drifts off behind everybody. Everybody thinks Purdy's running it to the left. He just turns and flips it back to McCaffrey. Yeah. Perfect screen, and he goes for like 16 yards.
Yeah,
I mean, that guy's a beast. So
go ahead.
It was an unbelievable game to watch. I mean,
another. Yeah, sorry, Rags, I'm stepping.
No, that's cool. I mean, and that guy Pleasance, you know why he's so good? It's his football number.
I love the number. That's Rags wore 62 proudly in high school, and you know what's funny? I still think of you when I see.
Had to be that.
I think of, hey, dude, and we've had some good ones in San Francisco.
McIntyre.
You start with Guy McIntyre, three-time Super Bowl. And you know who else, you guys? Los D. I'm going to throw this guy in the pile. I don't care. Kind of an unsung dude, but tough. Oh, my God. You don't want to mess with this dude at all. Dommy, you remember 62 out of Cal, Jeremy Newberry, brother.
Center.
He was a nasty SOB.
Physical.
He was from he's from Northern Cal. I think he was out like in Antioch or Pittsburgh. He grew up out there somewhere. But I remember he came to us years, like when I first started my radio career. You guys will love this. At the Ticket, we had him on the show once, and he actually called us. Check this out. It's a true story. We had Jeremy Newberry on. We interviewed him, just a phone interview. He hangs up, and then later that day, I think it was like his agent called the station and goes, "Hey, Jeremy, loved talking to Tony and Paulie. We're interested in doing like a weekly show with you guys." So we go to Lee Hammer and Antioch. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, Dan, what's up, Dan? Steve, brother. Hey, Dan, I fired you off another email today. You should have it now. Sorry about the mishap. I tried to send Dan something last week. I dropped the ball. You should have it now. And Dan, Antioch, perfect.
Thanks,
So
Dan.
dude, we go to Lee Hammer's office and we're all excited because we just getting our career started. We have a famous 49er who wants to be on with us. We're like, Lee, we got Jeremy Newberry who wants to be on the show. He's like, that's not going to happen. We don't have the budget for that right now. And plus, we were the Raiders flagship, so we already had Gruden and we had Tim Brown. And he's like, it wouldn't look good. We're partners with the Raiders. We can't have Newberry. And I love Lee Hammer, by the way. Merry Christmas, Lee Hammer, if you're watching out there somewhere. But true story, Newberry wanted it, and as Lee Hammer's been known to do, Losty, Lee Hammer says no. Famously, Lee Hammer says no, and he did again in that case. Okay.
Don't hurt him, Hammer.
Hey guys, speaking of last night's game, Jeremy Piven was in the house. Huge Chicago Bears fan, a.k.a. Ari Gold. Yeah.
You want to know what's crazy about Ari Gold? I could call him right now if I wanted to. How crazy is that? I have his number. Here's some more stories.
Let's get him on the show.
Maybe I should. You know what I mean? Maybe I should. So
Shout
funny
out
story.
Joshua Tree.
Oh, dude. With the shrooms. I got a Johnny Drama wandering around in the desert, tripping. You know what I mean?
Victory.
So
I went to that concert with him, Mr. McCaffrey.
Which one?
Joshua Tree.
The Joshua Tree.
Oh, you too. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
Meadowlands.
Yes. That was a great show, by the way. Great show.
One of the best.
If you say so, I don't remember it.
Dude, Jeremy Piven, I don't know how this happened, but we booked him on the Murph and Mac show like less than 10 years ago, maybe 2017, 2018, something like that. Do you guys remember that producer we had on the show? And I love this kid. He was like my little brother. I miss him. I haven't talked to him in a while, but do you remember that kid we called Medium Impact Brian? Remember that kid?
Yep.
Remember the name?
He wound up becoming like Jeremy Piven's handler for a weekend because Piven was in town to do, of all things, I'm not kidding, at the Palace of Fine Arts, he did like a spoken word show. It was like an evening with Jeremy Piven, and he just told stories about his Hollywood career and all this kind of stuff. And so we wound up hanging out. And then, dude, this guy wouldn't leave Brian alone. He was like, hey, what are you doing? What's going on right now? Like, he was calling like Brian, like round the clock. He was like, here's what I need. I need some scotch and I need some cigars. Make it happen. Thanks. He was just like, hang up on him. He was giving like Brian like all these errands to run and stuff. All right, get me some cigars, meet me in my hotel, and then get me an Uber because I need a ride. So he kind of chauffeured this kid around all weekend long. Anyway, I do have his number. I could call Piven if
Hit him up while he's in town.
Should I, Losty? Should I call Piven?
Absolutely. I've heard some rumors behind the scenes that he is a little bit of a control freak. So,
and he's a party guy. He likes to have a good time. I know that too. So, and I know
he was in LA's comment. Piven was the mega douche from Old School, wasn't he?
100%. 100%. But I think his more famous role is Ari Gold from Entourage with the assistant Lloyd, dude, just beating Lloyd's ass, dude, verbally like every week. You know what I mean?
Piven stole the show on that show. Totally. Yeah. He was in Joshua Tree. He's like, up there, couldn't speak or anything like that. He was tripping out. He's awesome.
One time he was talking to like Eric or whatever that dude's name is, and they're like in his driveway, and they're at Piven's house, they're at Ari Gold's house, and then next door you see this like super foxy woman get out of her car. She looks amazing, and then Piven like mutters under his breath. This always made me laugh so much. He goes, look at that. You see her? My wife says it can't be done. And he because she looks so good. He goes, my wife says it can't be done. Slams the car door. All right. Anyway, Rags, I'm coming back to you. I want more football takes from you. So did you see, I don't know if they showed this in Jersey, but we got the Bears, or excuse me, take two. We got the Bills Philly game here yesterday.
The whole thing.
Okay. Did you see the post game with Sirianni? Did you see this whole thing?
No, I turned it off.
Okay. Perfect. This couldn't be set up any better. All right, Rags. So what we're going to show you is Nick Sirianni leaving the field. There it is right there, Dami. So pause that. Blow that up a little bit bigger if you can, Dami. Can you enlarge that? All right, good, perfect. So here's the scenario. They did win the game. They won in Buffalo. Los, did you see the final sequence when Josh Allen threw that pass and it was incomplete? Did you see that?
Yeah, he fired it. He should have just dropped it in. Nice soft touch. Yep.
He had a wide open man in the end zone, and he missed him. So my point, Los, is that this is a game Buffalo should have won. And it wasn't like the Eagles played great. In fact, far from it. The Eagles were like dysfunctional. They couldn't do anything. I think in the second half, they had something like 17 yards of total offense. Like they were completely inept.
17.
So they leave the field, and I just want to show you guys this. And Rags, the mic is yours. I want all your reactions. Here's Nick Sirianni seconds after winning that game, really just escaping. It wasn't like Philly won the game. It's more like Buffalo lost it. And here's your guy, Sirianni. Go ahead, D.
Not so much anymore. Love this shit.
Okay. Now, Rags, you understand what's going on here? He's walking right by A.J. Brown, looks him right in the eye. Brown looks like he wants to knock him out. It looks like his own players don't even like him. And what coach, if you couldn't make out what he was saying, he was like saying, well, Buffalo used to talk a lot. They're not talking anymore. It's essentially what he's saying. Rags, you don't act. This guy is a clown. He's like, look at this, dude. Does this player look happy right now? No. Rags, I want your reactions. Go ahead.
See, the shame of it is that, I mean, remember like Bill Walsh, Dan Reeves, Landry. I mean, that's their job. And they walk to the locker room and they don't talk shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
This guy, somewhere during the middle of the game, they were showing a picture of him in high school in his football uniform. And I mean, he just looks like a douche for forever. You know, it's just his face. I mean, I guess like Kate Scott on, and she said something like he's a really good guy. I mean, I just can't. I can't look at him. You know, and like he should just walk to the locker room. I mean, they were lucky that they
That's
won.
what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know?
He's acting like they just accomplished something, you guys, and he really didn't. It was more of like he escaped. He escaped Buffalo with a win. It wasn't like they accomplished anything.
Yeah, they escaped, and you know, I think that I'm not reading anybody's mind, but I think they went for 2. I think Josh Allen's foot is worse than people know. This is just me guessing.
Go ahead.
Because if they held them to 17 yards in the second half, I would have rolled the dice and went to overtime.
Me too.
If we get the ball, we go down and score, and our defense is playing off the charts, and we stop and we win the game.
And Buffalo, they had all the momentum at that point in the game. Like Buffalo had taken control of that game late in the fourth quarter. So I was with you. I'm like, dude, it's a gimme. It's right there. It's raining. Just take the points, tie this game, and then go win it in overtime. But I will say this, though, you guys. I do respect the fact. I respect the decision. I do like coaches that say, screw it. We're going to go for the win. We're here.
Yes.
So I'm not like critical of the call, Rags, but I'm like you. I was a little more conservative. How about you, Los? I would have kicked the field goal.
This isn't the first time Sirianni's done something like this. He walked off the field at KC and he looked up at the fans and he went, "See ya!" And that was a famous quote. So, you know, he's a new age coach that is unlike coaches of the past. He talks S to players, to other coaches, to fans. He doesn't care. But you know what? When you win a championship, you can back that up.
No,
I think Shanahan is a much better coach than him, but I don't write the rules. You know how it is with sports. Until you win a championship, there's a documentary right now out on John Elway on Netflix that is excellent. And
I haven't seen it. I saw the trailer. Is that good?
Excellent.
Okay.
And John Madden, who I think everybody respects,
totally
said, and I quote, "You can't be considered great until you win one of these." And that was when the Niners were mopping them up 55-10 in 89. So that's just how it is. Sirianni is not as good a coach as Shanny, and I think some of the other ones, but he's got a ring, and that's just we don't write the rules. That's just how it is. So until somebody knocks them off, he's going to stay kind of egotistical and arrogant the way he is.
No, that's a reasonable. No, I don't disagree with anything you said, Los. And I mean, they are Super Bowl champs. And by the way, if the Niners wind up seeing Philly, I think the Niners will annihilate them in the playoffs. If that's a matchup the 49ers see, I think they'll blow Philly right off the field. I really do. Because it's not like, even if the Niner offense is their defense can be spotty at times and there's no pass rush, it's not like the Eagle offense is scaring anybody.
And that's been the big thing all year long. I mean, if Saquon's not running it down people's throats and they have to put the ball in the air, I mean, they've been the average at best. And I was listening. Obviously I'm not a Bills fan. I don't know what Bill got hurt. I think it was maybe their tight end or one of their wide receivers, but apparently they couldn't run multiple offensive sets without this person in, and the Eagles figured it out. That's the only reason they shut it down so hard yesterday.
Yeah.
So, they didn't, oh, it's funny. So, Los D, I know we always talk movies, so Paulie knows this is one of my favorite movies of all time. I got my Ampipe football.
Nice. All the right moves.
Yes. Stefan Georgevich. And on the back, it said the scoreboard might not say it, but we won that game.
Bro, man, you could talk movies and TVs like hours. 52 sack monster.
No, 62 sack monster. And Paulie will tell you, in my senior year in high school, I was at a party in a neighboring town, and I had a couple in me, and I did the 6'2" stack monster into a pile of garbage cans in her driveway.
Yeah, no, these things happen. I saw Rags climb up a telephone pole once on road. It was like a street light. No, it was like one of those street lights on Route 46.
Yeah, Route 46.
That was the famous quote, "Party naked night," where the cops came and Rags was telling the cops to party naked. It was a whole thing. Anyway, I want to go back to this to our second clip.
You do the other one. Okay.
Now, as much as you hate Sirianni, because you hate Sirianni the way I hate Mahomes, and I hate the sight of him. And I know you're that way with Philly, but I'll tell you who I do hate on Philly, Rags, and we conjure up a little hate here in the holiday season. I cannot stand. I mean, Los, I don't know where you're coming from with this dude. I cannot stand Fat Dom. The fact that this guy trots out his own bodyguard. What universe are they living in where they think like this guy's under constant physical threats that he needs a who has a bodyguard as a coach? It's the most absurd thing. So anyway, here they are coming into the game, and you just see Fat Dom coming in, and I'm like, oh my God, do I hate this guy? Roll the tape, Dommy. Show Rags this. This is unacceptable.
I'll hit him with the sport next time.
He's got a suitcase full of ho-hos.
Yeah, he's got a And by the way, Rags, you know what else I don't need? You were just talking about distinguished coaches of our past, your Tom Landry's, your Chuck Knowles, guys like that. I don't need Sirianni coming in like he's going to 5th grade with a backpack on. I don't want my head coach wearing a freaking backpack. You show that again, Dommy. He's like, oh, I got my little backpack. I got my juice box. Wee. You know what I mean? It's like,
By the way, Rags, shout out Ding Dongs over Ho-Hos 24/7. And as far as Fat Dom, well, you know how I feel about him because I made reference to the Sopranos scene with Sil and Carlo.
That's right.
So that's all that needs to be said about Fat Dom. And by the way, going back to All the Right Moves, that fat dude that was in that movie, the instigator, that was the original Fat Dom. Right, Rags?
Yes.
I can't remember his name, but he was like an instigator.
At the very end, he goes
at the pool hall.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. Oh, the older guy.
Yeah, the older guy, the big fat dude.
They're like, hey, Tom Cruise, go knock those garbage cans over. They tried to make him knock cans over on the coach's front lawn. And by the way, you know who else I love in that one, Rags? Because this was like a guy who would have fit in with us. The guy, what was his name? Salvucci, brother.
Salvucci.
He fumbled.
They arrest him in class. Help me, coach! Help me, coach! They're like cuffing him. He's like yelling.
Los D knows. I mean, Stefan Georgevich said to the coach, "You know what? If you had Rifleman just hold the ball instead of handing it to Salvucci, we would have won the game."
Facts.
We didn't lose the game. You lost.
You lost the game. Yep.
Yeah. Well, then you know what happens.
You're just a typing teacher.
Hey, and right there, Rags, is why I'm self-employed, because I am too rebellious. You know me now. You should have seen me when I was younger. I was too rebellious for 9-to-5 salary type of jobs. I had a big mouth. So let me be my own boss. Just because of that reason. I think I saw that movie and that inspired me.
Yeah, well, let's not sleep. Let's not sleep on Leah Thompson either. One of my favorites.
Leah Thompson for life, man. I probably wouldn't have made it through high school without Leah Thompson. Leah Thompson was holding it down like across the board. She was on all those flicks back in the 80s, man. One of the all-time greats. All right, Rags, here's what I want to ask from you again as our neutral kind of observer. Like, you don't have a stake in the 49er game or anything, but unless you want to like read the honestly, unless you want to eulogize the Cowboys. Do you have any Cowboys comments you want to make? Anything?
I got nothing. I got no. The only cool thing that happened to me, Cowboys related, this weekend is, and not a lot of people know this. I think I put it in one of our group texts with the family yesterday. Yesterday was the 50th anniversary of the Hail Mary game.
I saw it
when the 1975
Drew
Cowboys,
Pearson, Minnesota. Yeah. Yep.
So Michelle Staubach sent me a picture of her and her father, or her father and Drew Pearson and her at a watch party they had in Dallas as a replay of the game. It's Drew Pearson and Staubach. It's pretty cool.
Rags, I got a Cowboys question for you, if I may, guys.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of Cowboy friends, and quite a few of them are in the Dallas area. And there's a little noise right now about moving on from Prescott, like trading him like they did Herschel Walker years ago and getting a ton of picks.
Not
back
a bad idea.
And build, while he's at his peak and he's making $60 million, you wipe that off the books, you get a ton of draft picks. Now you got to hit on these picks, and you got to get a decent quarterback. What do you think? Would you?
Greg, how about Mac Jones for you? You want Mac Jones? I'm just saying he could help you guys. He'll win some games for you.
You know, it's
that's a no.
No. I mean, I think we have to keep him. I mean, we've gone this far. You know, we've seen too much, right, Paulie? We've seen too. We're too invested in him. I truly do believe. I mean, yes, he's had some bad games and some really big moments, but aside from that, I mean, I really think he's the pulse of the team. He's a leader. It's not his fault Dallas blew this year.
I agree.
We all know. And again, the shame of it is that you guys have the excitement of playing for the number 1 seed Saturday night. I'm watching effing mock drafts right now. And I'm watching every other YouTube thing is, do they Cowboys get Brian Flores as the D coordinator? Rex Ryan's name's being thrown. Schwartz. I mean, whatever. So I'm sorry. You originally asked me, do I want to talk Cowboys? And no, but it just comes out.
I would say, you know what though, Los? I like what you said, and as a neutral observer of what's going on around the league and stuff, I would consider doing that. I would consider moving Dak and bringing in, because you got to rebuild. They're going to have to start all over again in Dallas. Like it's just they're not. They've gone as far as they can go with this personnel. I think they got to bring in some new blood. And go ahead, Los. I see you got something. What do you got?
Well, I was just going to say, it's just some rumblings I heard. It's not my personal opinion. It's just things I've heard out of Dallas. And I think they got some picks back for Micah Parsons. So maybe that's, they traded a superstar on the defensive side.
We got an ass ton of picks. We got a lot of cash. So, again, I mean, I'm not a GM. I mean, I'm a recruiter. I sell people for a living. In fact, this is so much more fun instead of picking like that Costanza episode. Hi, would you like to buy a computer? No, why not? I mean, that's me every day. Hi, would you like to buy an accountant? No, why not? And I got Lloyd Braun next to me dinging the bell.
Lloyd Braun.
Los knows that.
You're not getting the water pick, Greg.
We saddle up every day.
Hey, I got 2 more things I want to do today before we wrap, and I want it's one question for Rags, and then I want to ask the entire group a Christmas it's like a Christmas etiquette question, and then tomorrow we'll bring Rags back tomorrow because we're going to do kind of a 2025 year in review show. We'll go through a bunch of funny categories and just have a good time tomorrow. But in the last few minutes while I have you guys today, Rags, I want you to do this because this is a question people ask me about you, and rather than go through that whole song and dance again, I'd rather you just tell your own story now that we got you. So people always go like, okay, how did you become best friends with a Cowboy fan, and why is he a Cowboy fan? They're like, oh, he lives in New Jersey. I'm like, yeah, he lives in Jersey. They're like, well, how is he? Well, so Rags, I want you to just tell your own story, the whole Dallas thing, the origin story, so I don't have to keep answering questions because everyone asks me. Rags, go ahead.
All right. So many of you probably know, some of you don't know. My father was from the Philippines. Okay. So growing up in New Jersey, my 2 kids are Cowboys fans because they have to be, or they'd be disowned and they'd be paying their own college.
They'd be out on the streets.
Yeah. Period. So my dad didn't have a team to give me. So just like everybody, a lot of kids in the 70s, I mean, the Giants blew. The Jets, forget it. They blew.
I always hated the Giants from day one. I hated I still hate them. Hate their guts.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
But as a little kid, I mean, the The Giants were getting blown out. The Jets were getting blown out. And the Cowboys and the Steelers were the two teams of the 70s that were always, in the Super Bowls. But for me, it was just as simple. It was the star. It was Tom Landry and Roger Staubach. And when I got a little older, of course, when I learned what a cheerleader was, it was the Cowboys cheerleaders. So, so that's, the Cowboys were always on TV in the 70s.
Yeah.
That's how I fell in love with the Cowboys. Not the easiest. Our other friend, whose name is Paul, his father had a row of season tickets at Giant Stadium. And from 6th grade to like my junior year in high school, I went to pretty much every home Giants game as a Cowboys fan, just because I love football and it was a lot of fun. As far as how me and him met and became best friends, I told the story the other day when we met in school and we were in class and it was like the universe just came together. And he always tells this story in 7th grade. We had a girl in our class. And,
Jesus Christ.
And she was well endowed.
Cecilia. Yeah. No and last name. Hey, Cecilia. No. Yeah.
She sat behind me in class and Paulie sat to my right. And I kind of get his attention. And when the teacher was writing on the blackboard,
oh my God,
I would reach back over my shoulders and just try to grab her.
Yeah, just basically trying to like fondle her in the middle of the class. And I'm looking at this dude. I'm like, this kid's freaking crazy right here. Like this kid's seriously there's something off with this guy, and I love it. But anyway, no, that's good, Rex, because I can't tell you how many people, first of all, are fascinated with you. They're fans of yours. And that's the question I hear the most. How did Rags become a Cowboy fan? Oh, part 2, why is he a Cowboy fan? So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let him tell everybody.
Yeah, that's and I mean, you would remember this May 10th, 1985, when our coach took me to meet Tom Landry. I mean, Tom Landry was like God to me. Yeah. When I shook his hand, it was like shaking the hand of God. Yeah. And it was funny because in his Southern accent, he's nice to me. He's like, what do you play? And he meant like, what position do you play? And I'm like, I'm like, football? I couldn't even get it. He's like, no, I know you play football. That's why I was at a breakfast that he was hosting in New Jersey. And then he said, no, I mean, what position? And I like, guard and defensive guard. So, yeah, it was something. But so and then as far as becoming best friends with him, then after 7th grade, I never met a person who was so into music. And if it wasn't for him, my music taste would probably blow. I mean, I'm not a kid. We used to do this thing in high school. When we had nothing to do, we would call it cruising. We would just hop in the car. He'd pop in a new tape, and we would drive for hours.
Yeah. I'd be like, Rags, listen to this. This is a new Rush album. Rags, listen to this. Here's some new Aerosmith. Rags, listen to this. Like, so it's like just pumping him full of new music. And
then that one time after school, Exit Stage left. We got the VHS tape. You came over, and we watched it.
Little Trees, Little Xanadu. There's already a lot of talk on the streets about a gathering with Los D in the desert next year to take in one of the Rush shows in Arizona. We'll do more on that as we get into next year. But Rags, last thing and this is for everybody here. Last thing, and then I want to do a Los D spot and we can wrap. Christmas etiquette question. I was talking to Dami about this before the show started. I got to be honest with you guys. I'm a Christmas fan. I like having the tree. I like having the lights. You get that whole kind of vibe going in the house and everything. I'm one of these guys who I'll milk it as long as I can. So the question is this: when do you take the tree down? Now, Rags, I still see yours. Go ahead. You can start.
Tracy said next weekend.
Okay. All right. Not after New Year's, like a week from New Year's.
Yeah, well, New Year's Eve is Wednesday, right?
Oh, it is. That's right. Jesus, my bad.
Yeah, dude, that's my anniversary.
Yeah.
I at least got to go.
You got married on New Year's Eve?
Yeah, get some flowers. Yeah.
I got married the Millennium New Year's Eve, and my man was in my wedding party right
That was a good party. Yeah, that was a good one.
Went nuts. But no, I always do it the weekend after New Year's Day.
Okay, so a little extra extended jam right there. How about you, Dami? Christmas tree, when's it coming down?
So I'm keeping that thing up until it starts, because it's a natural tree. So when pine needles start coming off of it, then I'll take it down. So I'm looking at the calendar at least to the 10th.
Nice. Yeah, respect. Yeah. Low Steve, wrap it up, dude. What do you think? How long do you keep the tree up?
Well, the wife's responsible for the interior and the tree. If I'm going to get on a ladder at my age and put up lights, which takes a few hours, I'm keeping it up there as long as possible. I'll keep it up there until Valentine's Day if I have to.
Nice,
I don't
dude,
care,
nice.
but I try to keep it probably realistically about a week into the new year.
Yeah, no, that's good. So you guys are making me feel better about my own situation because it's weird. I got neighbors up here on my street who I haven't been outside yet today, but I do have to go out this afternoon where they'll take the tree out and just leave it on the street.
Yep.
I'm talking like the day after Christmas. So I'm like, you guys are crazy. I mean, you guys got to milk the vibe, dude. You got to milk the vibe. So much buildup. And, once you get that cozy lights thing, dude, I'll kill the lights in the room and let the freaking tree light the room. I've been known to do that. I'll do it again.
You want to teach him a lesson? 2 a.m. tonight. Go torch their trees.
I forgot about that. That's a big thing in New Jersey. Why do people burn trees in Jersey? I really do.
I'm just saying that they lay it out probably on their curb.
Yeah.
Go light them up.
Yeah.
They won't put it out again next year.
After you burn the tree, leave a note saying, "Sorry about your tree. Sincerely, Ebenezer."
Yeah. Or you'd be like, "Hey, sorry about your tree. Good thing I saw it because I extinguished the flames. Now I'm like making myself a hero." You know what I mean? How about a little something for the effort? Hey, here's we got a super from Patty. Let's get her up there real quick, Tommy. See what Patty.
Hi, Patty.
Hey, Patty.
Patty, I hope you feel better. I know she's under the weather. She's saying all my decorations.
We gotta do business time.
Is business.
Oh, my bad.
I haven't even said hi to everybody.
There we go.
NorCal, Noemi.
That's our first day taking it down on January 7th. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's a good bonus jam right there. That's a good bonus jam. Thank you, Escobar.
I love that, Rags.
Escobar.
Patty, all my decorations are down and packed away already. Damn.
Wow. Damn, that poor Mikey, free Mikey. I could see Patty not, you know what? I could see Patty not feeling good yesterday and this weekend. Can you just start boxing up some of those lights? And he's like, man,
I know.
Biting his tongue.
I know.
Free
Mikey's like, hey, Patty, we got a vibe going here, though. And then, Patty, you know what? This might have something to do with the reason she's under the weather. It might be directly related to the fact that she extinguished the Christmas vibe. Patty, if I may, maybe a little too quickly. Maybe you need another day or two. Let that thing breathe. I don't know.
Mikey did not help me do one damn thing.
She's all over Mikey, dude. She gives Mikey a beating.
Yeah,
Shout out Mikey, dude.
Shout out Mikey taking those Mike Tyson Patty body blows.
Oh, dude, he's just covering up. You know when you see the boxer in the corner, he's just like covering up.
Yeah. Rope a dope.
Yeah, that's Mikey. He's in the corner, like just.
No, I think he's got. I think he's in the corner, standing 8 count right now.
Yeah. I'm like holding his gloves. I'm like, are you good? Are you good?
Good.
Yeah. Where are you? What's my name? Yeah.
Put his mouthpiece back in.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good. You stop this
Dom,
fight.
Dom, there's a design for you, Dom. Just a guy in the corner, just so
totally covering up, dude. Covering up. All right, Low Steve, final act of the show today. Since we have you with us, let's get into some of your great services. And you know what's funny, Los? This will be the final flex funding spot of this calendar year. This will be the last one because we'll be off on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I'm off next week. I think Tony will be popping in, though, like I am now, to do a couple of shows. But let's talk about the services of Carlos De La Fuente at Flex Funding. We've been speaking on your behalf all year. We really appreciate the support, Carlos. And I know you've worked with a lot of the PMP community. Oh, that might be tough. I don't know.
That's a tough one.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You got to keep him in the calculator.
It's like the Brady Bunch.
Totally.
I'm reaching over to give the octopus the los.
You got Rag's forehead in my hat.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Carlos, tell us about your experiences on the show and just doing work with a variety of people in our community this year. It's been great getting to know you, buddy.
Oh, likewise. I didn't know what I was gonna, getting into on this journey with Paulie and Tony and the group. Back in February. Can you hear me? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I didn't know where this was going to go, but as a coach once said, no risk it, no biscuit. And, I just felt the sincerity and the genuine of these guys. As soon as I met them, I met Paulie once and we had a great conversation about San Francisco over at Sauce over in Walnut Creek and just kind of made that little connection. Always been a fan of Paulie and as one of my favorite hosts on KMBR. So to meet him and then to get to know him in this capacity and getting to know, Tony and then getting to know Dom, just an amazing experience. And then this community, It's been a joy to, more importantly, get to know everybody, and those that have questions and need my services, I'm always there for them. There's been quite a few people that I've just spoken and given advice to, and they were not quite ready to do anything, and that's okay. That's what it's about. It's about
Yeah.
helping people. If it makes sense to do something, then it makes sense. If not, then there's never no smothering or pushing on my side. So it's been a great connection, a great vibe with you guys. And whoever said that friends cannot be in business together, they don't know. That's not always the case. When you have good people on both sides, it's going to work.
Yeah, and that's actually a really interesting point, because Tony and I have been really good friends for years. We're in business together. Don Peralta, another guy, like we have a very tight knit group here. And I wanted to ask you one question, Los, also about the HELOC loans, because I know that's one of your specialties, the home equity lines of credit. How do you know? Like because we've said this on the spot before when we do your spots, that like sometimes you don't recommend people do that. And I think a lot of people think that that's the best route. Give me an example of like when you've talked to a person and said, nah, you know what? Don't do the HELOC loan and it wouldn't be right for you. But why? How can somebody tell?
Every loan is a story. And that's where listening, and that's why I'm so big on verbal communication, because you get just caught up in the emails back and forth and you don't get the whole entire story. So I need to talk to people and get their long-term and short-term goals out. So there are some cases where people just need cash right away. And, I just asked the question, well, is it you want the cash or you need the cash? Because the general consensus is that rates are coming down in 26.
Nice.
So if you need the cash right now for whatever reason, and there's tons of reasons out there, divorce, I need to pay off a soon-to-be ex-spouse, I got to pay IRS, whatever the case may be, et cetera, then that's a need. And that might be something, okay, let's go forward. You need to have equity in the property, you need to have decent credit, verify your income, all that good stuff. But there's some times, Paulie, when it just doesn't make sense. That long term, it's going to hurt you. It's going to help you in the short run, and it's going to hurt you in the long run. And I'm just not a person that just wants to do a quick fix just to get your head above water and then have you drown a year later from now. So it really comes down to the story you tell me about what you're trying to do. And then when I hear all that, that's when I come up with a conclusion. And I give you options, and you just let me know which way you want to go, and we go from there.
Hello,
You
Steve.
got options, puss.
Yeah, no, don't let anybody ever tell you got options. And that's, listen, hearing Carlos speak on his own behalf is pretty cool. 925-250-4894. He's always taking calls. So if you want to reach out, even through this holiday season, go ahead, talk to Los about what you want to achieve in the new year, or shoot him an email. You can always email Carlos at carlos@myflexnow.com. And Carlos, on behalf of myself and Tony, we just want to say thank you for the support this year. And thank you for the friendship, man. It's been great to hang out with you, meet your crew. It's similar. It's funny, Rags, how like Carlos's crew is a lot like our crew. He's still tight with the boys from high school.
You sent me those pictures of him and his crew, those big boys.
Yeah,
Herm is my Rags. Like, he's a Cowboy fan, and ironically, we got to high school together. The first year the Niners won the Super Bowl, we were both freshmen at Sacred Heart. And we got close, ironically, because we talked so much to each other about the games leading up to the NFC Championship. Of course, I got the last laugh. And we actually became really close in that way.
And that's the one thing that me and Paulie, but like I let everybody be, man. I got my own problems. I invest so much time and energy into I don't talk shit to anybody. I let you go do your thing, I'll do my thing. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
What really impresses me about you guys and family is not only football, but the Warriors, the Giants. I mean, you guys got it. You guys got a lot going on. I mean, I'm drained by the end of football season because and then I go into hiding until the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just
golf is your sanctuary, though, to get out for 3 or 4 hours.
And by the way, I love those tops. Those cards that you sent me.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I got into cards. I haven't looked at them in so long.
Steve sent me a bunch of pictures of Topps football cards from the 90s.
Yeah,
those are awesome.
Yeah, and that's the other great thing about the family is we got a lot of side communication going on. Johnny Joseph provides you with basically anything you need entertainment wise.
Oh my God.
Awesome. And I saw Johnny Joseph in the crowd. So I feel better. When he's not around, I get nervous for the state of California.
Me too. We need John Joseph holding it down. And I got to say, the sight of John Joseph in the rainbow Technicolor overcoat at the Christmas party, that's a visual I'll never forget. Hey, I want to address one last comment on the comment board. Somebody asked me, I ran out earlier to get my Prince coasters. I want to show you guys these things. And I do this all the time. I knocked half of the stuff on my shelves right off onto the floor. So I saw somebody say, because I slammed my seat into it and I run up, and somebody goes, "Is the Jerry Garcia bobblehead okay?" I got him right here. You
okay?
Oh,
nice.
Jerry's doing fine. I got his name right there. Everything's intact. Jerry Garcia. Did you know Bob Weir has one of these on his shelf at home? Bobby,
one of the best bobbleheads ever.
I got my Jerry bobblehead, y'all. So, yeah, Jerry's fine. I'll get him back on the shelf tomorrow. Let's do the last super here from Badges. Put this one up if you could, Dommy, for Rags. Rags, I'll let you address this, and then we'll wrap.
Badges, I'm great with it. I mean, I really haven't watched like the newer Bond movies, but growing up as a kid, when you were trying to find your way, so to speak, I mean, every Bond girl.
Well, dude, I tell you, the one that got me, the one
that's a great question. The best Bond girl,
Ursula Andrews.
Well, I mean, you can't argue with any of these now. I'm just saying, like, that there was one James Bond movie that catapulted me from like being a little kid into having like adult ideas in my head. If you know what I'm talking about. And that was The Spy Who Loved Me. Okay. The Spy Who Loved Me. Just go dabble with that one and then come talk to me, man. It's tremendous across the board.
Yeah.
My favorites. Sorry, Rex. Probably my favorite Bond girl was from Spy Who Loved Me, but it wasn't the main girl, the Russian girl. It was the one flying the helicopter.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exact. I think her name is Caroline Monroe or Karen Monroe, something like that. She was like a starlet back then.
Yeah. That was my favorite.
Dead gorgeous. Dead freaking gorgeous. And not to mention, Rags, in Spy Who Loved Me, you got all the beautiful women. You got James Bond, his cars. He goes into the ocean. How about this? He's got to go hand-to-hand combat with Jaws. Okay? That 7-foot guy with the teeth. He's got to deal with that guy now. He's getting his Mikey on in the corner.
Yeah, I feel bad for this new generation because, you know, everything's on here, man. It's like whatever you want, you know. Back in the day, we had to work for our jerk.
Oh, no. Rags and Murph and I used to talk about that, too. Like, kids today just be like, let's see. Halle Berry naked. Let's see what that looks like. And you could just, like Rags said, back in the day, if somebody had, like, a copy of a Playboy, it was, like, a major event. Rags has a new Playboy. Rags has a new Playboy. We're all going to Rags' house after this. It would be, like, a whole thing. Now, you're right. They're spoiled rotten with these, man.
It was Playboy, Penthouse, Hustler, and then the outer perimeter of, like, Jugs, you know, the stuff that you could never get your hands on, you know,
Jugs. By the way, I have a subscription to Jug. Could you imagine the mailman dropping that off at your house? How about this one, Rags? Rags was a card carrier. I think you had a subscription to this one too. Ready? I shouldn't be doing it.
Go ahead.
Screw magazine. What do you want for Christmas? Well, Rags already asked me for a subscription.
Oh, man. And speaking of like football and baseball cards, like we would back in school as kids, we would trade like mags with each other.
How about this one? Remember the one that they shipped over from France? You guys remember?
And we couldn't even pronounce it. We were calling it Owie.
I thought it was OUI. I'm like, hey, you see the new OUI?
Yeah.
So stupid.
And Cherry was in there too.
Oh my God.
Cheri.
Somebody wrote that on the board.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote Cherry.
Of course, Big Merc knows what we're talking about.
Merc knows what we're talking about. Go ahead, Los. Last thing before we get ourselves in trouble here. Yeah, go ahead.
Arkansas. Owie.
I was 15 when the movie Porky's came out.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a little bit of the trailers. Like, I got to see that movie. Oh, it's rated R. Back in the day, you get in line and you just nudge a guy or a couple and like, hey, can you please say that I'm with you to get into the movie theater? Mission accomplished.
Well, I'm going to end the show with this one thing from Porky's. And as they say on the streets, you guys, if you know, you know. Here you go. Last thing from Porky's. Ow, ow, oh, oh. If you guys know, you know. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Hey, D, I want to say belated Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. Thank you for everything this year. It's been great getting to know you, man. Rags, I'll see your handsome face again tomorrow for our year.
Thank you for having me, boys, again, Tom.
Yeah.
Low Steve,
And
Low
Tommy-
Steve, great to be with you.
Let's everybody give a round of applause to Dom Peralta. He's our art director,
Dom.
one of our guiding lights. Dude, producing his ass off, dude. You're doing a great job up there.
Great
I can
job,
never
Dom.
do it. I can never do
Listen, I'm reaching up underneath his chair right now.
Oh, God.
This
Brady-
is called
Brady-
the
Brady bunch.
inverted
Brady bunch.
octopus.
Inverted.
Look,
Nice.
it.
how's that feel, Dom?
How's that? How's
Hey,
that
hey,
feel?
Dom,
All right.
if I had your production, if I had your producing power, Dom, I'd be throwing a lot of, I don't know, and a lot of fly pelicans. So
Oh, I know.
I would be going crazy with those.
I'll throw one for you. There
Hell
we go.
yeah. Hell yeah. All right. So we'll reconvene again tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for sharing some time with us today. And Dom, I'm going to let you take us home. Pull the levers, kid, and take it. Take us
Good,
there.
buddy.
Cheers,
Yeah,
boys.
let's get into
Great
a
day,
little,
family.
yeah, you too, guys. Let's jump into a little business time first.
Business hours are over, baby.
Yes.
Hell yeah, thank you guys.
Tommy,
You
great
are
job
welcome.
today. Low Steve, rock and
Love
roll.
you guys.
Rag, see you tomorrow. Bring the
I'll be
octopus.
here. Thank you for having me again. This is fun.
Everybody
boys.
have a great day. Go Falcons. Get the Dirty Bird going. And we'll see you
Yep.
tomorrow at high noon, y'all. Cheers, everybody.
Peace out.